Welcome back, everybody. My name is Grace, or Gibby, whatever you prefer, and today I'm back with another Yulgar only guide. And this time we're going to be taking on the Advanced Neko quest, which unlocks the higher tier armors of the subrace, and it also unlocks the Guardian no drop armor to be upgraded to a higher tier and not stuck at a low level. Keep in mind you can buy these upgraded armors at a lower level without doing the quest, but you can't use the skills without having done the level 10 quest. So they can only be defensive and not, they can't work as offensive armors or armors with the skills active. So the main issue with this quest, or the main struggle point with this quest, is one, that it's pretty long. It's 24 battles. You do get heals every 2 battles, but it can be kind of boring to do. I think it took me about 35 minutes to complete it. Because it was so long, I did use Essence of Carnage and Angra Linorm as damage boosters and backlash monsters. Those aren't Yulgar only, but I really wanted to speed up the process. Secondly, the boss attacks with switched elements. So it attacks with dark and water if you're a Luna Neko, and it attacks with earth and light if you're, I misspoke. Dark and water if you're a Soul Neko, or earth and light if you're a Luna Neko. So you have to be able to defend against both of those elements at the same time. What I'm going to do now, before we get into the quest, is show you places where you can get items that defend against both quite effectively. So, in the Frogzard Hunter shop, we have the Sackleberry Safeguard. Now, it's adventure available. I'm on an adventure account right now. And what it does is it defends against both earth and light. And you can see the Guardian version, max level 150 or 140, is 20 to each. So it's very effective if you're a Luna Neko and trying to defend against earth and light. Another armor that you can buy, well, an armor, not a shield, is the bulk armor from Adder's shop. Now the bulk armor is a fully defensive earth armor, and again it's adventure available. And it looks hella goofy, but what it does is it defends against light, earth, and energy. So it's a triple compression armor, and it includes both earth and light. So if you use the bulk armor with the Sackleberry Safeguard, you will be just fine to defend against the earth-light version. Now I'm going to show you what I did in this video to defend against the water-dark version, because I was a Soul Neko in this video. As soon as I leave this place. Okay, so first, what I did was I used a simple water armor and water shield. And I specifically used the Yulgar water armor, because if you look at it, it's got a water main defensive, but its darkness defense is its secondary resistance, so it's quite effective. There are other armors you can use for this, but I wouldn't worry about it, since this armor works and it's very simple to get. Now for the shield, I also just used a water shield, and you might be thinking, well, if you used a water armor and a water shield, wouldn't your dark resistance be quite high? And yes, it was. The thing I did to counter that was to use the Liquid Courage Mist, and I use this in a lot of my videos, but in case you don't know what it does, it basically cuts dark damage in half at a high level. So if I had 50% resistance, in the video I had 53, I would end up being 25 to 27% resistance instead, effectively. So I'm able to defend against both water and dark with extreme effectiveness. Now another thing you can do is you can also just buy the subrace armor of the opposite element. And again, as I mentioned, you can buy these armors before you complete the quest. Whoops. So even if I hadn't completed the Neko level 10 quest, I could still buy the advanced Luna Neko armor, even if I'm a Soul Neko. And this defends against earth and water, darkness and water very easily. I would probably just sell it later, given that I'm a Soul Neko, but I could buy it for the quest and then sell it later. Or if I was a Luna Neko looking to defend against earth and light, I could buy the advanced Soul Neko, and I would have 43 to earth and 43 to light. So either way, I'd be very well defended. Now, for damage, you can use whatever damage source you like. I recommend bringing armors that make the questing faster, so maybe a Blood Mage if you have one, or a Bloodserker, or H series, for example. I just used a fully offensive armor for most of it, but anything that speeds it up will help. But these are the armors you can use, the armors and shields you can use to make the boss much easier, whatever variant of the boss you're facing. So with that said, I'm going to get into the gameplay, put on some lo-fi for you guys, and I will see you at the boss fight. If you're interested in just the boss fight, you can skip to that timestamp in the video. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I just showed you some expected elemental resistance armors that you can use for both the water dark version or the earth light version. And again, you'll be fighting the earth light version if you're a Luna Neko, and the water dark version if you're a Soul Neko. So now that I've showed you those armors, I am just going to take on the boss fight and show you the simple method of defending against both resistances. And I'm going to take out my Anger Linorm and Essence of Carnage because those are pay to win. Well, not pay to win, but they are not Yulgar only. I was just using them to speed up the questing. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to equip Liquid Courage and equip, let's say, Poutine Golem because it does fire damage. He has weak fire or slightly weak to fire. And now I'm simply going to just attack him down with my weapon, and the fight should be very simple from this point on, because I have my Dark Defensive Misc, reducing my Darkness Resist effectively from 53 to 25-ish. And again, this is an adventure. If you're a Guardian, your resist will be a little higher or a little lower. And I'm defending against water with my shield. So my damage intake should be minimal. I have Fairy Godmother for some extra boosting, and I just have a random damage pet out. So now I'll turn off the voiceover and I'll just play some music as we simply and easily take this boss down. Except that I realized I forgot to explain his mechanics. So this boss, I might have mentioned it earlier, I haven't recorded all the clips in sequence, but this boss very simply attacks with water or dark randomly, or if you're the other type of Neko, he attacks with earth or light randomly. So the goal is to defend against both of those elements, and with this setup with a water armor with a darkness secondary and a darkness multiplicative resistance misc, like Liquid Courage, we're able to defend against both elements very effectively. And the earth and light options are also very effective if you're a Luna Neko. And I explained those just a few minutes ago. So that's the gist of it. As you can see, we're taking him down with almost no issue. And that's pretty much it. So again, now I'll play some music. And thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. And I'll see you in the next one.